end-of-year closing ceremony around 10 a.m. at Sukata Secondary School, a school on a hill in Maracas, Minnesota. Chairs and tables are arranged in 3 rows with 2 passages on either side of the middle row. At the dais are the executive seats for the guests. There is a podium placed between the front row and the dais. The teachers and students are seated, teachers talking among themselves. Enter Mr. Corona, the deputy principal, and walk straight to the podium, and they are silent.
Good morning, everyone. Now you have come to the end of the year school closing program in which the Samaritan, the winning innovation in this year, will be officially launched in our municipality. Her mayor, His Worship Honorable Mossy, will be set over the launch. The mayor and his encourage comprising a few distinguished municipal leaders, together with the members of the local school board, have already arrived in the school. They surely will be with us. You will remain standing and quiet as the guests enter into the hall led by our school principal. All right.
Carmona remains standing behind the podium. Shortly, the guests walk in. The first to enter is the mayor, walking side by side with the school principal, Ms. Noreen, but popularly known as Madam Principal. The mayor is a tall, heavy man, known as Mossy, but popularly known as Mosi Oe Tunya, which means the smoke that thunders. Next to enter, the deputy mayor, an older man, Honorable Ramday, the municipality opposition political leader, Honorable Bastian, the chief executive officer, Mr. Avesta, and the members of the local school board. They all check their seats at the docks. The mayor puts his 3 mobile phones as his broadband hat and an open seat on a small table before him. 2 journalists and the journalistic paraphernalia shortly enter the hall.
Let us clap for our guests. Thank you. Thank you very much. You may now take your seats. It's now my humble duty to invite our school principal to welcome our guests and to lead us through the rest of the program.
Your Worship, the Mayor, Honourable Mossy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to welcome you to this ceremony, which I have officially launched on the Great Municipality Innovation Competition. On this occasion, we will present a prize go Alvita Montana-owned student of Montana Secondary School, student who created the winning innovation. We thank you very much, Your Worship, for gracing this event. Your Worship, ladies and gentlemen, I will now invite Nicole, the Ethics and Innovation, to introduce the new innovation.
Nicole, adjusting the microphone and clearing her throat.
Your Worship, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am most humbled to introduce an innovation that has captured the imagination of our municipality. I couldn't think of a better way to introduce the innovation than through a short skit that Alvita, Montano, and I will stage in front of you. Welcome.
The podium is pushed aside, and the trio, 2 students, Alvita and Montano, and Nicole, take seats at center stage. There is silence as Montano swings on the chair without making a full circle.
Tell me, Alvita, what can we do as a society to ensure you have a good future? Right now, it seems extremely bleak. I shudder to think about it.
How do you know my future is extremely bleak?
Well, yesterday, I was seated under the tree behind the classroom, thinking. I traveled into the future about 50 years from now. And guess what? I saw you working at a corner in a city as a cobbler. You looked severely battered, and your nose was permanently running, if I remember well.
Me, a cobbler? Was it a nightmare that you had, or a hallucination?
No, it is called traveling into the future. You close your eyes and try to figure out how your future will look like, given past and current trends. You can also travel into the past. One time, I traveled into the past until I was back in my mother's womb, and I sat there, mesmerized.
Demonstrating, folding his legs and arms in a fetal position.
Oh, what a strange thing to do. But a cobbler, you said?
You were actually fortunate to have a source of income as a cobbler. Millions of young people were loitering aimlessly in the streets and villages without gainful employment. All of them were poor, hungry, and angry.
You are rarely serious, Montano. You mean with all my education I couldn't get a good job?
You see, Alvita, our country has been producing more graduates each year than the number of jobs it is able to create. At this rate, what do you think will be the situation over a period of 50 years? I was in no better position, Alvita. I was earning my livelihood as a pianist with a not-so-popular steel band at that time. But joblessness was not even my main concern.
What was your main concern?
The way your nose was running, as though you had a drum of fluids in the middle of your head. I frankly didn't think you would see another day.
And why on earth was my nose running like that? This is unusual.
I think it was because of the awful smell in the city at that time. All cities had a bad stench because clean water was very scarce.
Why was there no water?
Climate change had occasioned unpredictable weather patterns, and it was hardly raining anymore. It was raining once a year, at most for only 10 minutes. Alvita, the new climate could hardly support plant or animal life.
You mean animals and plants had died?
Most of them. In fact, people had no choice but to adapt to eating strange things like insects, crawling creatures, rodents, and sea creatures that could survive the harsh climate. But all these were in very short supply too, so most people had adapted to eating plastics, synthetic fibers, and other bizarre things I couldn't make out. I saw you chewing a gunny bag at one point. It appears you can eat anything, Alvita.
You make it sound like life will just come to an end in 50 years.
You are very right, Alvita. Life expectancy dropped drastically. You see, people today live up to 80 years or even more. In that future, people were only able to live up to 30 or 40 years at most.
And why were they dying so early?
Diseases and malnutrition. Many people could not afford medicine and good food. Crime was also too high, with people being slaughtered like chickens. What with all these criminal gangs in the municipality? In any case, as you know, law enforcers and judges could only serve those who greased their palms. So the rest of the people had no avenue for protection and justice. They had to figure out their private arrangements for security and justice, if you get what I mean. And that made people take the law into their own hands. That's pretty much the situation today. It had only aggravated over the 50 years period.
I will tell you, my dear Montano, lack of knowledge is darker than night. I also traveled into the future, and I saw an entirely different world.
Really? Tell us.
You see, people had become so creative that they designed intelligent robots that replaced even professionals like judges and police officers. So justice and law enforcement were rendered by machines to all people without discrimination.
Oh, what an incredible ideal. How can a robot possibly enforce the law or make a judgment?
Oh yes, it can. Haven't you read about decision-making algorithms? You see, if today a computer software can do a better job than an accountant or a lawyer, then what is so special about developing an artificial police officer or judge?
Oh, Alvita, what pipe dreams you entertain.
Oh yes, it is true. I also saw that life expectancies had increased to over 700 years.
Get serious, Alvita.
Yes, drugs had been developed for regenerating body cells in such a way that no one could grow old. I remember seeing you, mistress. You looked so young and beautiful at 250 years of age.
Alvita, I always knew you had a fertile imagination. I can assure you no such future is possible given current trends in our municipality.
Oh yes, it is possible. Through creativity, we had transformed human society so fundamentally that we did not even need jobs. Forget about cobblers and all that. Machines were doing all the work for us. Whole factories, hotels, and hospitals were being run entirely by intelligent machines and robots. There was hardly any human being in town. Only self-driven vehicles ferrying robots to various destinations to attend meetings and transact businesses. And that does not mean there were no jobs. No. We were busy with other intellectual pursuits. We had ventured outside the Earth and spent a lot of our time conquering new territories in other parts of the universe.
Clapping her hands.
Oh my! What an overheated imagination!
We had even developed technology for cleaning the air of carbon emissions, which solved problems of climate change, and we could make rain whenever we felt like it.
Alvita, do you see that scarlet ibis perched on the school fence?
Yes, I do. Why?
We'd better discuss which side of the fence that bird will fly when it eventually decides to fly, rather than waste our time on idle musings.
I agree with Montano. If hospitals today barely have medicines, how practical is it to think that there will be a future when intelligent machines and robots will run them? From where will the resources come?
You see, Mistress, the resources are there even today. All we need to do is to ensure that they are well used for the right purposes.
There lies the whole problem, Alvita. We will never be able to do that.
We can find innovative ways of ensuring that happens.
Impossible. How?
We just did it. My friend and I developed an innovation, an app to solve this problem.
An innovation?
Have you not heard that we won this year's National Secondary Schools Innovation Competition?
Oh, is that so? Tell us about it.
It is an app, a simple mobile application on which people share information, videos, texts, and photos, just as they do on other social media platforms. The only difference is that we went further and developed what we call digital pigeonholes.
What does that mean?
To understand it, just think of a traditional parliament. Each member of parliament has a pigeonhole or box on the wall where they get their letters, notifications, and other communications. Now think of a wall with a pigeonhole for every municipal department where officials get letters, notifications, and other communications from the public. This innovation is similar, but the pigeonholes are digital, and communications are in soft rather than hard form, as in physical parliaments.
Oh, I think it makes sense. Have you tried it?
Oh, yes. We initially deployed it on a trial run to protect our environment. People took photographs and videos of illegal activities degrading the environment, provided details of the locations and people involved, and posted it on the pigeonhole of the municipal department responsible for the environment via the app. Officials only needed to log in and check their pigeonhole to see the reports. This is ongoing.
Quite impressive. But does it ensure the proper use of public resources, as we argued?
Yes, it does. People now share information about resource use. For example, in municipal procurement, they share details about tenders, awards, delivery, quality, costs, and more.
Which department gets this information?
To which municipal department would such information be pigeonholed?
It can be shared with the Crimes and Integrity Commission in case of abuse of the procurement and delivery process.
Mayor Mossy scratches his head thoughtfully as students clap for Alvita.
The beauty of it all is that volunteers share information privately and anonymously if they so wish, from the comfort of their homes or wherever they are. You just download the app into your phone from the internet, open an account, and there you go. Just post whatever information you want to share.
The mayor sips some water and turns uncertainly towards the school principal and then to Harvester. Leaning forward on his seat,
Please let us get this straight. Where do you get this information on procurement, for example?
Alvita pauses, looking rather startled and unsure whether to answer or not. She looks uncertainly at Nicole, who gestures her to
From the
respond.
people. The information is always with the people.
Which people?
Clearing his throat loudly and making long nods in the
The
affirmative.
people, of course. Don't you know the people? There is always someone with the information out there.
Please let her explain.
The app relies on volunteers. These are good people who are ready to volunteer information that advances the public good. That's why we named the application The Samaritan, after the parable of the Good Samaritan narrated in the Good Book.
Good people? Are there any good people around here? How do you know people will not write lies?
Alvita, apprehensive and visibly anxious, looks at Nicole uncertainly again. She gestures her to continue.
People will take responsibility for what they write. As indicated in the terms and conditions of using the app, all users take legal responsibility for what they post.
The mayor and Harvester lean towards each other, conferring in whispers. After a while, the mayor rises to his feet, wears his hat, picks his walking stick, and walks center stage. Nicole, Alvita, and Montano vacate the dais and resume their earlier positions.
Very well, my good people. I thank you, Madam Principal, and all the teachers for your continued good work, which has won this school an outstanding reputation nationally. The subject of today's event is yet another example of the school's outstanding performance. I am genuinely impressed by Nicole and the two students. I like the issues they have highlighted in the presentation. This is a clear indication that our schools are nurturing visionaries and innovators capable of solving our municipality's practical problems. And of course, there can be no better resource for bettering our lives as a municipality and as a nation. In fact, and for this very reason, the Municipal Council will explore the possibility of mobilizing resources in support of innovation in our schools in order to actualize the future we heard about during the presentation. I will ensure this happens because, as you know, my name is Mosi Oatunya, which means the smoke that thunders. I would especially be delighted if the medicine for regenerating my body cells was discovered today. That would enable me to live for 422 more years. How amazing! Please think mostly in this direction. Mosi pauses, regards his audience, turning his head slowly. However, we will neither launch the innovation nor present the prize today. Not because the app is terrible. No, it is, in fact, an outstanding innovation. So good that it could have far-reaching implications on other areas of our social, economic, and political life. As municipal leaders, we need time to reflect on these implications. I now request the teachers and students to leave as we discuss with the principal and teacher Nicole how we will move forward with this incredible innovation.
Teachers and students file out. There are a few murmurs here and there. The principal and other guests remain seated. Nicole joins them at the dais. Pacing about on the stage, turns to face the principal and Nicole.
I am afraid we may not continue with this thing. Oh, I have already forgotten what you are calling it. Looking rather disappointed?
But why, Your Worship? This is a blessing to our country.
Don't you see it? It might turn out to be a platform for misinformation, lies, and witch hunt. You see, last year someone spread a rumor that I had died. He just sent a text message on some social media and it spread like a wild bushfire. And do you know I almost actually died? During that time, I accidentally swallowed a whole toothpick.
Oh yes, one see the risk. They might spread another rumor on this platform, and you might swallow another toothpick. Yes, you will.
The way I see it, that app will be a people's platform, and it will have far-reaching implications whether you launch it or not.
Casting a stern look.
I need time to think about it. I will launch it at my own convenient time. There are no two ways for now. Halt any activities regarding that thing until my office gives further guidance.
Ramde nods in approval. Other guests exchange knowing glances in silence.
Your Worship, the President of the Republic is scheduled to officially launch the app at the national level early next year when schools reopen. We presently have some ongoing activities in preparation for it. I doubt whether this process can be stopped.
Harvester, looking at the principal and Nicole alternately.
Is that so?
The president?
Why have you kept us in the dark about this?
The mayor's office has been duly informed, sir.
Oh, yes, I remember. But you never explained what kind of thing it was. No, you still have to stop it. This thing we are talking about is a school project under their control.
Turning to face the principal.
Within your powers to find a way around it. Think about it. You are at the center of it. Figure out a way, like writing to the Ministry of Education, indicating that there are some fundamental errors in it that you need to attend to. Get what I mean?
I am afraid, Your Worship, the assessment of the innovations was done by senior officers at the Ministry of Education. Experienced software engineers were also involved. It passed all the tests, and no errors were found.
My good teacher, I am the mayor of this municipality, voted in by hundreds of thousands of people, directly and indirectly. My decisions supersede those of any education official anywhere in this country. Do as I say. Write a letter expressing reservations about this thing, technical or otherwise, and then leave the rest to me.
Pardon me, Your Worship, but they cannot overrule the minister.
I cannot argue with a simple chairman of a local school board. I am Mayor Masi Oatunya, the smoke that thunders. I have been given express mandate by the people of Maracas Municipality to protect their public interest. That is what I am doing, and that is what I must do.
Your Worship, the app has been online for a month now. It has already been taken over by the National Information and Communications Technology Corporation. There is little we can do now.
Do as you are told. Go now and write that letter and copy my office through your school principal. I expect to find a copy of the letter in my office in 1 hour's time latest.
Rising to her feet and nodding, but with a look of objection on her face.
I will do what is right.
Masi and other guests stare at one another in silence as Nicole exits the hall. Her sharp footsteps can be heard reverberating in the corridor like castanets.
I wonder if she is going to do it.
I wonder if she should.
Looking hatefully at Piero.
Are you challenging my authority?
No, I am not, Your Worship. I just don't see the sense in what you are suggesting.
Just keep your mouth shut if you have nothing useful to say.
I am almost sure she will not do it. She doesn't usually compromise on what she thinks is right.
Don't be so sure. You must ensure my orders are obeyed. Otherwise, you and she will be in a lot of trouble. I declare this meeting over.
They all rise, walking to the door beside the mayor and looking at him with eyes half closed.
Is it a new dawn that I now smell?
It is the smell most likely of berries or corn on cobs. They are delicacies for porcupines.
No doubt it will be a delicious new dawn in our islands.
Have you seen any dawn since you began smelling them?
I have never been more hopeful.
They all walk out of the hall as the curtain falls.
Scene to coming soon. Subscribe to be the first to watch. Thanks for supporting. Until next time. Bye.